Hey guys, this is going to be a no time wasted guide on all NPC locations. So to start off, first NPC on the Trello is the teleporter. The teleporter allows you to go to a bunch of different islands, all of them actually, which is pretty sweet. And then we're going to go over here and there's going to be the fisherman NPC. And he will let you upgrade your fishing rod that he gives you when you have $50,000, 50 ingots, and 25 black ingots, which you get from chests and other things. And he will allow you to do that. It's pretty sweet, good for offline rewards because you can fish and then leave, and it sticks with that. Next one is a katana seller. This is probably the first NPC you'll see because you'll spawn in, talk to bro, stab, 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 punch, 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 punch. Probably buy this. Pretty good first upgrade. And then the next one I'll show you is the Sakuna teacher. 7,500 gems, 10 Sakuna's fingers, 25 energy shards, which is really pretty easy to get. If you just fight him over here in the boss island, and you can get him pretty easy, pretty good. And then this is the metal bat seller, and he does 10,000 gems for level 2000 and level 2000 for the metal bat. Metal bat's a good weapon, super good for a little bit if you need a good weapon. This is the title NPC. Every bandit beater has titles, and this one is no different. It's really good. There's a bunch of different titles. You're going to like those. We're going to cut just for a second and go over to Rogue Town because there's an NPC who only spawns at night. So we'll go over here. The night market, he spawns right here. It's next to these guys, next to this pile of rubble. You talk to him and he sells goods for cheap, usually. So like Reese rerolls, hockey reroll, hardware chips, which is for David, which is a spec. And then there's a reroll shard. Sengetsu shard. Reroll shards are really good. Sengetsu shards are really good. Bunch of good stuff. And now we will use the teleporter, like I showed you earlier at the first part. And we will go back to Windmill Village. And after we get back to Windmill Village, the next NPC that we would go to is... I failed. So we don't go back to the starting island after we went to see the night market because the last NPC was the title one over there. We come here, we go right here, and the dual katanas are right here. This is the first one that is on the Trello for this island, $50,000. It's pretty sweet, dual katanas. The next one is the gotcha. And I'm not going over quest NPCs, by the way. Quest NPCs, they're pretty easy to find. They always are there. They're in a yellow little circle. This is a gotcha as well. It's pretty cool. This cloth is really good for swords. This is really good weapon for, swords as well. And the gotcha is super easy to do because it's just money based, but it's really good for summoning orbs and reroll shards. So this is what I would use to get those, unless you know a better method. Next guy is the Kaneki NPC, and this one teaches you Kaneki's like special for 25 gems, 1 ghoul's eye, 5 ghoul's meat, and 1 Kaneki's blood, and 100 RC cells, which is pretty sweet. And then we're gonna go over to the jungle, which the jungle is, you just use the teleporter, unless you have flight, and you go to the Whispering Jungle. So once we're here, first NPC I want to show you is this one. This is Griffin. It's a blade. It's $500,000 and 25 reputation. I didn't personally get it, just because I didn't want to get the reputation for it, but, it's up to you. Observation Trainer. This is a really good NPC. Would get this. I would get this as fast as you can, as well as the other hockey that I'll show in a little bit. This is amazing. It is so good. It shows up. You can see it on my eyes. I have 9 dodges. My observation isn't even that leveled up. So it's really good. The next thing is Kafka's Katana. So this is 100 Celeron shards, 3 Kafka's Fragment and Diamond plus, which is cool. I personally haven't used the weapon, but if that's something you want, that'll be there. And then the next thing we're going to go do is go over the Winter Island right here. You probably have flight by now, so no reason not to fly over. Dark Blade, 200,000 money, 10 black ingots, 1 mastery book if you want that. It's pretty sweet. I used it up until I got Sung Jinwoo's daggers. Next NPC would be the Bushaku Hockey Trainer, which is super good. You just press G and it shows up. It's all this stuff. It just increases your damage. The max upgrade increases your damage by like 33%, I think. So it's really freaking good. The next one is the Garo Teacher, which is right here. See him right here. Talk to him. Blah, blah, blah. 100 books of technique and 10,000 gems and being level 2000. and you will get Garo's technique, which is sweet. And then we're gonna go over to the Demon Slayer Island. Sorry. And the first NPC you should see is Blacksmith. Blacksmith is super good for upgrading your sword, accessories, combat. It's super wonderful. Do a reroll shard, 5% extra health. That's but there's a pity. Pity's good. And there's a bunch of different upgrades. The mythical one is 30% cooldown. Legendary is 20% damage, 25% max health. Epic one's 20% cooldown, so it's pretty sweet. And it upgrades your armor depending on what the armor is. And then this is the Summon Tanjiro NPC, which once you kill 50 of these guys, it'll let you summon Tanjiro, which is a really good boss for getting the your pity up, which is a technique you use to get what you want after you kill 25 bosses. This is the Tanjiro seller. You get Tanjiro's Nichiren for 5,000 gems, 1 Nichiren's Katana, 1 Slayer's Badge, and 1 Book of Technique. You get the Nichiren's Katana and the Slayer Badge from Tanjiro. The Book of Technique you will get from a lot of different bosses and stuff like that. Garo drops one no matter what, I think. I think that's what he drops, the Book of Technique. So, but it's pretty sweet. His sword's pretty cool. If you like Demon Slayer. Then we're going to go over to the Rogue Town, which is right here. And the first NPC we're going to see is the Fruit Reroll. So 250 gems or 25,000 cash, and you can get a new fruit. The fruits I'd recommend are Light, Blood, and Quake. Light and Blood for Flight, Quake for AoE. That's stated by the Trello as well. Group rewards. So this is pretty sweet. It's a one-time reward you get after you join the group, and everyone should claim it because there's no point not doing that. Then we go over here, and there's the rank NPC, which gives you increases in your money, XP, gems, and luck for certain things. So like a certain amount of cash and 2 ingredients usually, I think it is. So that's pretty sweet. I'm only a silver, so I'm only 1 rank or 2 ranks up, but it's super good because it stacks. So you should definitely do that when you can. This is the trait reroll. The trait reroll lets you get new traits, which a bunch of them do different things. Limit Breaker is one of the best mythicals because it does a massive increase in damage. The cooldown's longer, but a bunch of different boosts. And then Ancient One or Ancient Spear have a pity because their percentages aren't known. At least I don't think they're known, but you get them no matter what, 1,000. It might just be a pity, like you might have to roll 1,000 times to get them no matter what. But it's pretty cool. Oh, and also for the legendaries, it's probably what you'll end up with, or an epic. Take any epic you can if you don't have a lot of gems. And for legendaries, Shadowborn is good for increased damage and cooldown reduction. Strongest one is good for increased damage. Charisma is good for money. Minor Master is good for gems. So that's pretty sweet. And then we'll go over here to the dungeon NPC. The dungeon NPC lets you do dungeons, which is pretty cool. Ragnarok is for, Ragnarok, and then Anti-Magic is for, like, Asta, which is one of the best weapons in the game right now. And then we're going to go over to the Capsule NPC, which is atop this building right here in the corner. Capsule NPC is your storage. So you can put stuff in storage. So I have Limit Breaker in storage. I'm going to take that. My health just jumped up a massive amount. I'm going to go back to being on Charisma because I like more money. The next NPC is going to be the Shop NPC, which is right here. And this guy is pretty cool because he lets you get a bunch of different stuff for money or gems, common chests, mythical chests, summon orbs, stuff like that. And then also boss tokens. So you can buy stuff using boss tokens if you want to. So that's pretty cool. And then we go up here, and this is the token exchange. It's a new NPC. You can do 5 Crimson Blood for 1 token, which is pretty cool. I'm going to show you the stats reroll now, which is right here. You can reroll your stats for increased damage. So mine are all at A. The best is S, and that gives 25%. I'm just not going to reroll right now because I don't have a lot of reroll shards. It's definitely recommended that you do that for increased damage if you're just like struggling with it. The next one is David. He's hidden around here by the dumpster. 5,000 gems, 1 Devastating Core, 10 times Hardware Chip, and 1 Book of Technique, and you can have David's ability. It's not as cool as in the show, but that's not the point. Dual Dagger Settler is up here, and that's going to be 5,000 gems, 1 Venom Fang, 1 Night Killer, and 1 Book of Technique. And these are super sweet. I used these up until I got the Divine Bident, which you get from the Ragnarok dungeon. I definitely recommend getting these as fast as you can. He's not too hard to kill. The next thing is going to be the Zangetsu's Gotcha. This is actually so sweet. It costs 5,000 gems or 500 for just one roll. And you can get Zangetsu's Reaper Cloth, or Ichigo's Reaper Cloth, and Zangetsu. Zangetsu's super good right off the bat. If you can get it quick, that's super good. Please do that. That'll help you out so much. It'll help you carry so much. The next NPC is, I would show you the Shadow Teacher, but he is unobtainable now, so it doesn't really matter. Full Cowl is right here. That's from Modoria. You need all for one. And if we just take a quick little right here, all for one is given for 10,000 gems and diamond rank, which is from the rank up NPC. And then over here, right back by the shadow NPC, that's unobtainable, so it's used to show, is Shigaraki. 25,000 gems, 1 all for one cell, 5 darkness fragment, and 25 soul shard, which is cool. He's not a bad power at all. It's pretty high up on the tier list, I think. And the next place we're gonna go is the Throne Isle, and over here we have Kinshi, who is one of the newer specs, and it's pretty sweet. 10 dungeon tokens, 1 sword of Gujion, and 10 Albater's fragment, and you need your rank to be diamond plus. So, definitely worth getting. And then I actually have to run back. Oh wait, maybe I don't. No, I do. I have to run back over here because I didn't realize, but there was another NPC I need to show you, which is the crafting NPC. So we talked to him, and there's a bunch of different stuff you can get. This is all for spawning bosses, you know. Maybe not this one. I don't think this one is, but this and this are for spawning bosses. This is to obtain Gojo Limitless, so that's pretty cool. The next one is the Heritage Chest right here, and you can give 250 materials for 1 Heritage Chest. These are super good for getting a bunch of different stuff. It's automatically epic glue. I think it has an increase in relic chance and also an increase in getting capsules, which are like the storage. I think I showed you that. So it's pretty cool. The token exchanger, I showed you that earlier. 5 crimson blood for 1 token. And then we're going to go over to Throne Isle again because I showed you all the NPCs from Rogue Town. Once again, I don't know why I skipped those, but spawn boss, you could do this, and then you can spawn a bunch of different bosses. Let's spawn a Kaza. We'll just hit him with one of these numbers, and he's dead. It's pretty good for that. You need summon orbs and gems, but definitely good. This is the guarantee. So this is what you use your boss tokens on when you beat bosses, usually. And you can get a bunch of different stuff. You know, Todoroki's really good, so if you have 500 for some odd reason, you can get that. And then there's also the Akaza teacher, which is right here. It teaches you Akaza, 5,000 gems, 10 Akaza compass, 1 Muzan blood, and 1 book of technique. That's right there. And then a Todoroki teacher is, where is he? There he is. Right here, 10,000 gems, 1 hot fragment, 1 cold fragment, 25 quirk DNA. It's really good. It can definitely help you out a lot, so you should definitely use that. And then we're going to go over to Hoko Mundo. I think that's what that is. Right here. And the first NPC is the Summon Aizen NPC. So for 1250 gems and 1 Higoku fragment, you can summon Aizen, which is pretty cool. You can just kill him. He's pretty cool. Gives you good stuff. And then the next one is the Tensa Zangetsu Seller, which is right here. 7,500 gems, 5 Higoku, 10 Higoku fragments, and 25 Zangetsu shard and Zangetsu itself, which you get from the gacha. And you can get 10 Zangetsu, which is good. And then the exchange right here, this is to get Higoku fragments to summon Aizen, which costs 5 legendary materials, which isn't too bad. You'll get a bunch of legendary materials just playing. Usually, I think. So that's pretty cool. And then there's also an Aizen teacher. So the Aizen teacher is right here for 7,500 gems, 1 Higoku, 5 Aizen's Rietsu, and 10 Higoku fragments. You get Aizen, which is cool. Goku Fragment Exchanger, I showed you that. And then we're going to go over to, so now we're going to go over to the last island, which is over here. This is like the newest one. Well, there's also Abyss Hill, so I'll show you that in a little bit too, because there's some NPCs on there. So I fibbed. Right from here, first thing we have, we're going to go over here. This is the Gojo, like special seller, 10,000 gems, 6 eyes, 250 energy shards, 5 books of techniques, and you need the honor 1 trait, and you can get Gojo. And then Yuta's Katana, which you need to be level 2,000 and have 7,500 gems, which is pretty cool. Yuta's Katana is really good. I showed you the night market, which, this is the sell fish NPC, so you can sell all fish in your inventory. I had no fish in my inventory, but it goes for gems and stuff like that. Then there's the Abyss Hill Summon, which is at the top here. Okay, I guess I fibbed. This is the last NPC you really need to know about. This is the Selfish. As I said, it'll give you gems and everything else. And that's the last one. I hope you liked the video. I hope it wasn't too long. And there will be timestamps at the in the description to every single NPC if you ever want to look back or if you just like the video. Let me know if there's any other types of videos you want made. Maybe next. This is my first video, so it's kind of nerve-wracking. I'm a little nervous, so if there's any other videos you want to see, just let me know. If you think that I'm worth investing in, please subscribe and check out my next few videos I'll make. They're going to be mainly Roblox based, and they're not all going to be on Rogue Piece. I can definitely make more Rogue Piece videos, but there's a lot of YouTubers who already cover it. So have a good day, and thank you so much for watching.